Manchester United, in my opinion, are in need of a new centre back in the summer window. Now, Murillo has emerged as one of the options to potentially be joining Manchester United in the summer window. Now, this is going to be a scouting report. We'll be looking at his price, age, suitability to the team, what could he add to the team, and also much more. Now, for me, Murillo has been one of the best centre backs in the Premier League this season. I've watched him a lot at his time in Nottingham Forest. And in terms of Manchester United, with Maguire potentially out the door in the summer, I think we are in need of a centre back to replace him. Now, I know in the centre back department we are quite stacked at the moment, but I think he's definitely an opportunity for Manchester United to sign him. Now, let's look at Murillo. Now, he's 23 years of age. He started every single game for Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, and he's one of their most important players. I think Forest, obviously, they're in a sort of good time in terms of Europe last season. Obviously, in the league, they're not doing too great. But I think Murillo and particularly Elliot Anderson would be those two players to leave Nottingham Forest this summer window. Now, in terms of Murillo, how will he fit into this Manchester United team? He would slot in easily in that left centre back position. And I know Martinez is there at the moment, but he would provide excellent cover. And at 23 years of age, there's still definitely a lot for areas for improvement. But his stats have been very, very good this season. And for me, I think he would be my ideal choice. He's got that Prem experience. He's got the age on his side in terms of youth. And I think he's someone who would be at the club for a very, very long time. Now let's look at some of his assets. I think one of his best assets is his ability on the ball. If you watch him, he's so composed. He loves to go on a dribble. He can pass the ball out from the back. He's got very good pass accuracy. But most importantly, he's confident with the passes that he makes. He sometimes will go backwards and will kind of pass it sideways. But when he is time to make that line breaking vertical pass through midfield, he's not afraid to do that. And I think that's something that confidence is something that you need. Now, as I said, one of his main assets that I like as well is the fact that he's good aerially. Now, I think aerial ability is good for any centre back, and I think Murillo definitely does have that. Now, when looking at his suitability to this team, he's played in a back three, he's played in a back four before, so he is very, very comfortable. He has a very good relationship with Milenkovic, and I think the way in which they play together complement each other differently. Milenkovic is someone who's more that physical, dominant, kind of aggressive centre back. Murillo is that too, but he's someone who's more calm, composed, on the ball, bringing the ball out the back. So yeah, I think Murillo for me would be an ideal option. As I said, he's fit into the team. He's played a lot of games for Forest. This is his third season now, so he's got quite a bit of experience for them. Again, in terms of price, I'm going to say somewhere between 40 to 50 million. It wouldn't be a surprise if Forest kind of up that price because they know a lot of Premier League clubs are going to be interested in signing him. You look at Liverpool, they missed out on Guehi. They're in need of a centre-back. Chelsea potentially could be in need of a centre-back. I think they're actually in desperate need of one. Spurs, like there will be a lot of clubs interested in signing him. The only one that I wouldn't even eliminate them would potentially be Man City. But yeah, I think Murillo for me is a very, very good option to have as a centre-back option. Now, again, let's look at some of more of his sort of qualities as a centre-back. They're very, very good. I think in the modern day as well, you have to be able to be comfortable on the ball. And you look at what United have right now. We have sort of Martinez, who I think he's probably United's best player on the ball. If we look at his stats this season, they have been very, very positive. As I said, he's got one goal in the Prem. He scored against Liverpool, but you don't really want that from a defender. But you look at his defensive sort of assets. But the first thing I want to talk about is his passing. Now, for a centre-back, he has 82.6% pass completion. He averages 4.07 progressive passes per 90 with 0.56 progressive carries per 90. So listen, he's someone who likes to progress the ball. And I don't think we've seen that enough in the Manchester United team from Martinez, from Maguire, from Shaw. We haven't seen that enough central progression through. And I think Murillo, someone that is his main asset in my opinion. In terms of defensive stats, he's in the top 74th percentile for interceptions, 84th percentile for blocks. So he's someone who, again, as I said, aerially, I think I said he's good. He's actually not that great if you look at stats, 18th percentile, whether that's due to his height, but having someone like Maguire, Yoro, who are 6 foot over next to him, would actually probably be beneficial for him. But again, he's someone who's not like small, but again, I think aerially is something that he can improve. He is 5'11", so he's not like small in that aspect. But for me, Murillo, that is a little scouting report. I think his assets and his main ability would be on the ball. composure, progressing the ball through the lines, physically very, very good. In terms of areas of weakness, obviously being 23, there would be a lot of areas for him to improve on. That's just natural for any player. I would say aerially, something that he needs to improve on. I think at times he is a bit erratic, but on the whole, I think he would be a very ideal centre back for Manchester United to bring in now. I don't know if centre back's going to be a priority in the window. What's the likeliness of this deal happening? But I have seen a lot of reports linking him to Manchester United. Whether that is just speculation or whether that's actually true stories, we'll have to see how that develops. But let me know your thoughts on Murillo. Would you want him to join Manchester United? For me, I've turned the centre backs out there in the Prem. It's quite hard to get. I think Guehi was a great opportunity. I mean, the fact that he went for 20 mil is outrageous. There's not many other centre backs out there at that level, at that age, with the quality that he has to be a top player. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on Murillo. Would you want him to join Manchester United? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.